All right, welcome back to Roguelike Roulette. We're here for episode 2. I've got Vinny with me this time.
I looked into the non-existent wrong camera.
I'm so proud of you. There's not even 2 cameras, and you somehow still chose the wrong one.
Yep.
Is there any game that you're really hoping for out of all of these?
Noida.
You're really hoping for Noida.
I don't know, because Noida's fun to watch.
Noida is fun to watch. It is suffering. Just a spoiler, I'm not going to probably get anywhere near completing a full run of Noida, so I'm just going to play it for an hour and see what happens if we roll that.
Yeah, Noida seems really hard.
It is. It's by far the hardest game on this list, and like it's not even close. Although, I mean, I haven't played Cult of the Lamb, so...
Cult of the Lamb isn't that hard.
I know. That's kind of what I know.
I've played that, and like I've played Isaac, but like Cult is easier.
Yeah. Also, FTL is on here again, so we could just roll FTL again. FTL is probably going to be the longest of the games on here to do a full run of. So we'll see what happens.
Okay.
All right. And the game is... We're playing Slay the Spire,
I thought it was
baby.
going to be Isaac.
I thought it was going to be Isaac. I have been playing Isaac a bit today, so I would have been like, okay, I'm nice and warmed up. But yeah, no, I'm totally cool with Slay the Spire.
Xander has an addiction.
No. Maybe.
He bought it on Steam and on phone, and he's going to get achievements, all the achievements on both.
Yeah, I'm going to 100% both of them. I need to figure out if there's a way to clear progress on that game, actually, because I want to start fresh on all of these.
Okay. Well, that's something we can look into.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know this game had multiple save slots.
No pog. Why are you naming it Roulette?
Because this is the Roulette profile.
Can you name it Roulette Shrimp?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So it can be shrimp.
Heck yeah.
And then Roulette's just there for organization purposes.
Yeah. Did you really want to be called Shrimp?
No. I was just thinking about shrimp.
This is Slay the Spire.
It's a card game. That's all I know.
Yeah. So right now we only have one character available to us. Other characters will unlock as soon as we, I think, make it to the end of another of like, so like if we finish, or if we make it to the end boss of this character, then we unlock this one.
It's been a long time since you had to unlock these guys, yeah?
Yeah, and I mean, I haven't even had this game for all that long, probably like 6 months maybe. But yeah, I'm gonna be a little rusty on what all is and is not unlocked. So yeah, this is the Ironclad. It says here 5 unlocks remaining, and then 0 to 300 to next unlock. So basically, the better you do in a run, the easier it's gonna be to, or you get more experience to unlock stuff later. Each of these 4 characters has their own set of cards. This one is very much like tank focused. I don't remember what all it has unlocked by default as far as cards go, because that's most of what you unlock. But you also start with this relic here that will heal you 6 HP at the end of every fight. And we will see just how useful that is.
I feel like burning blood wouldn't be helpful. I feel like that makes me think of like heartburn.
Yeah. I mean, he sold his soul to harness demonic energies, so at least the burning blood is like doing something demonic.
It's kind of like a tiefling.
Yes.
Not really. Well, like tieflings are fire resistant. Tieflings...
So they could burn their blood with no downsides. Okay, so this is Act 1 here. This is going to be our end boss. I already know who this is, but I don't know the name of him, straight up.
Bob. I'm sorry, I'm not helping. Do you want me to be quiet?
No, you're fine.
I was like, I know you're trying to seriously explain, and I'm over here like, I don't know, I've never played Slay the Spire. I've just seen you play it forever.
Yeah, well, that's kind of why I'm glad you're here, because it makes it easier to just like bounce things off of. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm looking at picking this route first. That kind of goes through all these enemies. Generally, it's better to fight enemies than to take question mark rooms early game, unless you're doing it for like a purpose, which we'll get to if we ever achievement hunt this game, God forbid.
Yeah.
And yeah, fighting enemies gives you a card reward at the end to like add to your deck, or at least the option to add to your deck, so it's usually better to go for. So yeah, this is just explaining how the game works, but that's what I'm here for. Duh. So
it's the friend. It's the
yeah. This is a jawworm. He's actually probably the scariest enemy we could fight here.
Is he just kind of tanky for a first enemy?
A little bit, and he gets stronger over time if you leave him alive too long.
Do you know what type of sword you have?
I don't.
I'm gonna Google it because it looks cool.
Okay.
Sword with little spiky tip.
Yeah. Anyways, every character is gonna start with a strike and defend, and that's gonna make up like the bulk of their deck. And then we also have a bash. So strike does 6 damage, defend will block for 5 damage. So your goal is to, or at least the way I play it, is to block as much damage as you can and then deal some damage in return. That is a very, very broad way to explain strategy in this game. So it shows you what the enemy is going to do here. So this one says it's going to block and then buff. So I know he's going to add some block to himself and also gain a bit of strength. And when he gains strength, he permanently deals more damage. So obviously don't want that, and we're just gonna hit him as much as we can. Totally safe to do that because he's not attacking us. And see, now he has gained 3 strength. Once we have run out of cards, they shuffle back into our discard pile.
I literally could not find what the sword is.
I'm assuming it's not real.
I just assumed it was real because it kind of looks like a real sword.
I mean, I guess.
There are some weird swords out there. Anyway.
Yeah. So this other card, Bash, that we've got costs 2 energy to play instead of just 1. We have 3 energy to work with per turn.
So is it better? Or... I mean, it doesn't guarantee that it's better, I'm guessing, but like...
Typically, cards that cost more are better. This particular card is good not because of like how much damage it deals, because it would be more effective to just play 2 strikes, but it also applies to vulnerable to an enemy, and enemies with vulnerable take more damage from other cards. So if you if I were to bash this, then it would take 50% more from everything else, which means my strikes would do 9 damage.
Dang.
For 2 turns, which is nice. But also...
That's like, I feel like better in situations where you have to be fighting a guy for a while.
Yeah. The vulnerability... So, like, statuses in this game, negative statuses anyways, do gradually count down every turn.
Okay.
So, like, if I applied 2 vulnerable to him, then vulnerable would be active for that turn, and then the one after it, and then it would wear off. Okay,
so it'd be like setting up to do like getting like a lot more out of maybe a bigger attack. Maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I see it.
Yep.
And I mean, it still does damage. It says, right?
Right.
It does 8 damage. That doesn't.
It does 8 damage, but it costs 2, and this does 6 damage and costs 1. So if you still use 2 energy on this, you would deal 12 damage.
Yeah.
We'll use it just to see, hey, that's what vulnerable looks like. And now you can see at the bottom here, this card does 9 damage. So that's hype.
I feel like it still doesn't do like an insignificant amount of damage.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not insignificant. So these are potions. You can hold up to 3 of these at once, and you can basically just use them. They're like a consumable, and they will help you out in some way during that fight. So this is our first power card we're seeing. Power cards are neither an attack or a skill. They are like a permanent buff for the rest of the fight, but you can only play them once.
The Ironclad has a good dentist.
Some of that's a little jaggedy. I'm not sure.
But look how clean they are.
They're pretty pearly white. Not gonna lie.
They just got jank teeth.
Maybe that's what he's using the demon blood for.
To fix his teeth.
Yeah.
Or is it a he or a she or a they? Or a friend?
Ironclad is the only he character in the game, actually.
I just knew most of the characters in this game were ladies, and then there's like a robot who is nothing.
Yeah.
Because
this is a robot.
Yeah.
And we'll get to them when we unlock them. So
that's why I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, cleave here is good for like early game spread damage. You can see that does as much damage as bash, but only costs 1, and it does it to all enemies. Rage here is like okay for getting a block. It costs nothing to play, which is kind of nice. But I'm feeling Inflame just because it can pair kind of nicely with pretty much any attack that we get. It'll just make them do more damage.
No little bugs.
Yeah, these little loose louse.
I like louse better.
Unlouse the mouse.
Ooh.
Yeah, so these guys have a thing where if you hit them, then they will roll up and gain 5 block for the rest of the turn.
Okay.
And then it just goes away after that.
They look like little Dr. Seuss nonsense friends.
They kind of do, yeah. So I'm gonna do a bash on this one. And then I could attack and kill that one, but then I'm taking 6 damage. So I'm just gonna block for 5. Taking a little bit of damage as this character is not the worst thing because we have that whole burning blood thing giving us HP back. But yeah, in general in this game, your health is very much a resource and you don't want to give it up if you don't have to.
Yeah. So I guess with the burning blood, that might help the Ironclad be a better starting character.
Yeah, it's pretty beginner friendly. Although on later difficulties, I find it to be one of the harder ones to win with personally. Yeah, also these louses can gain strength over time, but they don't have nearly as much health as Jawworm, so like it doesn't really matter.
See.
That was why I targeted the one I did first turn, because he was buffing up. Here's a power potion. We get 2 potion drops in a row. I don't know what the odds of that are.
2.
Potions are not a guaranteed drop from every fight. I think, from what I remember, the odds of getting a potion go up gradually the more times you don't get a potion.
So we were in a potion chance deficit.
Yeah, exactly. Out of all these cards here, I like Pommel Strike. It just does damage and it draws a card for you.
And that's like, oh, maybe you'll get something cool.
Yeah.
You might get something swag. Me says words.
Get something swag and epic.
Yeah.
So this is a cultist. This enemy gains strength faster than I think every other enemy in the game, honestly.
Real quick, I thought he had a tail, but no, that's just like a little leg bandage.
Yeah. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna buff this turn, and then that buff is gonna make him gain strength every turn after that automatically.
Okay, cringe.
Yeah.
Cringe. So you gotta kill real quick.
Yup.
So that would maybe be a good chance if you had the things.
If you had bash.
Bash, yeah.
Yeah.
You had bash.
As you can see, we used Pommel Strike. We drew a card from our draw pile.
It feels... Real quick, if you have... Do the cards in your hands change if you end your turn?
Yes.
So it's good to play Pommel Strike probably the first move or the second move? So you have a chance to get a
Yeah.
cool card. Okay.
Yeah. So like if I had drawn Bash there, actually, I wouldn't have had enough energy to play it, which would have been kind of unfortunate. So I'm gonna Bash here, and then since he's only dealing 6 damage, I'm just gonna try to take him out while I can instead of blocking it, because I'll heal back the 6 damage anyways. But yeah, after this guy gains the buff, he just keeps attacking until either you die or he dies.
You could do 1 bash or 2 strikes.
Doesn't matter, he's dead anyways.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Yeah. You can do 1 bash and 1 strike, but then you can't do anything else.
Yeah. Never mind. True Grit.
Yeah.
Isn't that a movie?
I think so. True Grit, I don't like as a card until it's upgraded. Because this will exhaust 1 card at random, and exhaust means that it gets rid of that card from your deck until you end the fight.
I just want to say the cleave card, the little demons look like potato people.
True.
They look like yams.
True. I'll take True Grit as like a backup, and then that might be the first card that we upgrade.
Okay.
I'm gonna take this path off to the left here, actually, just so we can get to a campfire, because that's where you can upgrade things.
Okay. I was gonna ask why, because you were saying in early game to do enemies.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember. I say things to remember.
Okay, we see a banana, a donut, and a box. If we take the banana, it would heal 26 HP. We're already at full health, so that doesn't matter. Donut would give us a permanent max HP, which I like to take. Just because generally more max HP is better. And then this would give us a relic, and relics are nice. They're like permanent buffs, like our Burning Blood up here. But it would also give us a curse card in our deck.
Is that just fill space?
So,
and then it does something?
Yeah, so some curse cards just fill space. This is one of the worst ones. So this one, it's hidden by our face cam here, but at the end of your turn, lose HP equal to the number of cards in your hand. And that's every time it shows up in your hand.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, and because we don't have that many cards, that means it's going to show up a lot. So I just take the max HP here pretty much every time.
I was going to say, the banana is not ripe enough, so donut.
Very true. No brown spots on that guy.
I only like my bananas when there's no more green and they got brown.
Yeah. But yeah, you could definitely take the box if you're like right next to a shop, because you can pay to remove cards at shops, and so you could just take the curse back out.
But doing it you picking the curse card right now would just be...
It would just lose me a bunch of health over the course of 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, maybe 6 fights.
That's just a really aggressive detriment.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely not worth it right now.
Oh, look at this little dude.
Oh, I hate this little dude.
Oh.
So this is a looter. Every time he attacks me, he's going to take 15 gold. And the only way to get it back is to kill him. But if you don't kill him fast enough, then he uses a smoke bomb and runs away. And then you just lose that gold forever.
So kill him very fast.
Yeah.
Do you know how long does he stay? Is it random?
It's a little bit random, but he's at least guaranteed to attack you on the first turn. And then he'll do like a shield, and then he won't do anything. And that's how you know that he's going. So I'm just gonna go for like raw damage here. I'm not even gonna bother buffing myself up.
Because you want this guy dead before he scoots.
Yep. Okay, he is a very greedy man, I can tell you that.
Well, you got your money back.
Yep.
And he's dead.
Okay, we see our first rare card. So there are these like cards with gray outlines, and then there's ones with blue, and then there's this gold. The gold cards, just like potions, are more likely to show up the longer you go without seeing them.
Okay.
And usually they're really good.
It seems good.
Yeah, so this one is a one-time use for the fight. And
that's why it says exhaust?
Yeah. So it exhausts itself after you play it, but it's basically like a get out of jail free card for the turn. You just get 30 block.
It's this thing.
Yeah. This guy is Lagavulin? I haven't had to like pronounce these names out loud before, I think.
It's like when you're like reading a book and like you read it in your head and then you have to say it and you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah. So he's got a thing where he doesn't attack you for 3 turns unless you deal damage to him. So I'm gonna use that time to just cycle through my hand and play our power card to get a little strength. And then we'll go on the offense.
Is he waking up? He's grumpy. He's getting grumpy.
Okay, there's Inflame. Kind of unlucky that we got that as late as we did, but it's fine.
It's better than nothing.
Mm-hmm. Also, you can't hear it, but the music changes to mini boss music when he wakes up, which is kind of fun. So Lagavulin, rather than getting stronger himself, he will just gradually make you weaker, which is kind of not great. So
he's like, nah, I'll just debuff you to hell.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play our Blessing of the Forge here, which will upgrade all of our cards here.
Slurp, slurp.
The upgrades are just for this fight, but every time we cycle back to these cards, they stay upgraded.
Okay,
and
just
so,
for the fight.
Yeah,
okay.
and so our strikes will do more damage, and our defense will block for more.
Okay.
Just because generally this fight can get a little sketchy if it goes on for too long.
He seems to have quite a bit of health.
Yeah, he's got a lot of health, and he deals a lot of damage.
And he's just gonna try and make you weaker.
Yeah. So we will bash here.
So if you don't, unless you're like really strong already, not buffing at the start when you get the chance seems like a really dumb move.
Well, if you don't have anything to buff with,
then you're just
he gets like 8 free shielding when he's sleeping. So if you can damage through that, then you basically get a free turn to attack him. Okay. Which is kind of nice. Of course, I draw Impervious on the one turn he's not trying to attack me. This is when he's gonna debuff.
He's gonna throw an onion and chives at you.
Yeah.
That's just what it looked like to me. Oh, Siphon Soul. Slurp, slurp.
So yeah, our strength went from 2 to 1. So that undoes some of our buffing at the start. And then we also have lowered dexterity, which means all of our block cards block 1 less. So you can see how this would get a little sketchy the longer it goes. I don't know if playing Impervious is the play there, so I'm just gonna play Bash, block for a little bit. Okay, good. We can kill him this turn.
Okay.
That's nice. So that was our first elite fight. That's like these guys on the map with the little horns. Every act has 3 different elites that it can be. And then the next one you run into, like if we go over to this one, it won't be the same one back to back.
Can you try and pick paths to avoid elites?
You can, but every time you beat an elite, you get a relic. And sometimes the relics are really good, and sometimes they're kind of worthless. It really depends on your deck. So this one is generally pretty good. It just gives us free healing whenever we enter a rest site. We don't even have to do anything special to like activate it. It's just whenever we walk in.
Okay.
And then we also get an energy potion from that, which is kind of fun. I don't really want to take any more offensive cards right now because I want to get like probably one more good defensive ones.
Does that just fill the deck, or do you have like a max amount of cards you can have?
You can have as many cards as you want, but like if I picked all offense cards, then I wouldn't be able to block consistently.
Yeah.
And then I'm taking damage, and then it's a whole thing.
It just fills the deck.
Yeah, that's like a common mistake for new players to this game is it's like they read a card description and they go, oh, that sounds good, and then they take it. And then they do it again and again and again and again.
Yeah. You have to think for the good of the deck,
Yep.
not just haha cool card.
Yeah, that's another reason you would want to remove a card at a shop is like to narrow down your deck to just the really good stuff. So yeah, we got a little bit of HP back, and then we can rest or we can smith.
Does resting give you more HP back?
So resting will heal 30% of your max health. So
And it
right
tells
now,
you?
yeah, right now that would be 25 health. And then smithing will permanently upgrade a card in the deck. So
Smithing seems more useful, but like if you don't have any cards you really care to upgrade, then
right.
or if like you're really struggling and you're gonna explode.
Yeah,
But
so
then
I like upgrading Bash early because it does a little more damage, which is nice. And it also applies 3 vulnerable instead of just 2. So now that vulnerable effect lasts for longer and you can get more use out of it. In general, I don't like to rest unless I really have to like stay alive.
I feel like if you're resting, that might be a sign that your run is in danger.
It can be. There are relics that like reward you for resting too. So like there are other reasons, but
I just feel like
Yeah.
if you're so desperate for like healing, it's either your deck may not just be good enough to
Yeah.
get through.
and
That's
I mean you can't block all of the damage in the game.
Yeah.
But usually the only rest site that I'll really do any resting at will be like the one right before the boss, which is guaranteed.
That makes sense.
Just to make sure I survive the fight. Unless I'm like super confident, like, yeah, I can crush this guy.
Yeah, you already blew through the path.
Yep.
Yo! See, oh yeah, he is dead.
Yep, that guy's dead. They stole his pants. His face has been scoured by flames. So we can choose to find some loot here, which can be like money or sometimes a relic. Or we can just leave.
It also says if you loot, it might make the monster come back.
Yeah.
What do you want me to pick?
I'm just curious what you think.
I mean, I feel like you're strong enough. Like, if the monster comes back, you probably can kill it.
Probably. I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah.
I like. Okay, sick. We got a relic. So whenever we climb a floor, which is like going to another point on here, then we get 12 gold, but it stops working after you buy something at a shop.
Okay. Oh, you can keep digging.
You can keep digging, but it gets more and more likely that the monster comes back. I usually just find loot once and then leave.
You sure?
Do you want me to?
Do it one more time.
Yo, sick. Gold.
Okay, now go. Because 75... 75 is just risking it. 50 is like, haha, a little crazy, but you know.
I'm gonna go this way because I don't really want to fight another elite here. Not that I couldn't, but I want to save this power potion for the boss.
That's a funky chest.
Yeah, there's
I like when it opens.
there's a bunch of different chest shapes. I don't really know what any of them mean, to be honest.
They're funny.
Chests will always contain some gold and a random relic. I think the shape of the chest is like an indicator of how rare the relic is.
That relic seems a little weird. It seems a little hard to guess when it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I basically just think of it as free extra damage sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I would think of it as too.
Yeah.
It's just, oh, it has a counter.
Yeah, so it will let you know when it's about to go off too.
Yeah.
You get like a little icon under your character that's like, hey, your pen nib is active.
Okay. Yeah. It's just extra damage. Oh, look at these guys.
Yeah, so after you get through your first 3 regular enemies, then the enemies get a little stronger.
It looks like so there's all louse still. It looks like
Yes, sorry, they are.
it makes me think of like sexual dimorphism.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like the pink or no, the red and yellow one with the more frilly antennae are probably the males.
So the red and orange
In my little headcanon.
Yeah, the red and orange ones or yellow or whatever that color is. Those guys are the only ones that can buff themselves, and then these green ones make you weaker.
The only thing I was basing it on is the ones with antennas seem a little more flamboyant, and that's usually how it goes.
Sure. So yeah, I just played our power card there, and then gained 2 strength. I'm just gonna take this one out because I don't want to deal with it, and then we'll heal off the 5 damage after. I couldn't block all of it there anyways. And usually, like, if you can't block all the damage, sometimes it's more advantageous to just go for a kill somewhere, or at least go for a bunch of damage.
That's what I've noticed with when I play Darkest Dungeon is usually in games I like to do spread damage most of the time, but that doesn't really help, I feel, in like a game like Darkest Dungeon where it's just more advantageous to target a dude.
Yeah. And this game is pretty similar where, like, if you're fighting multiple enemies, it's usually best to just take one of them out at a time. This would be a situation where Cleave would be really good, just dealing 8 damage to all of them. Because then if I just play Cleave twice, I win. But we're fine. We're sitting pretty. I don't mind Iron Wave here. Iron Wave gives 5 block and deals 5 damage.
Okay, so it's a mix.
Yeah.
And it's 1, so it's like, okay.
Yeah. It's not like an amazing card, but it's all right. And I feel like we need just like a bit more block consistency in the deck. Actually, here I'm going to play Impervious because this is probably the heaviest hit we're going to get in this fight.
Oh, 16?
Yeah.
What is this dude? Spike Slime.
Yeah, so this guy's a Spike Slime. Once we get him to half health, he will start to split into 2 smaller slimes.
Okay.
And then how much health he had when he does split is how much health both of those slimes will have.
So it doesn't split in half? Like the health doesn't split in half?
The health doesn't split in half, no.
So if he was at, like, say, 30... the 2 little slimes will have 30-30.
Yep.
That's kind of rough.
It is. And there's a boss that's a bigger one of these that does like a bunch of damage on his own, but then also has like 100 health, and then he splits into 2 of these guys. And yeah.
And then he splits into... Then those 2 split into 2.
Yep.
Icky.
So yeah, generally the goal with this fight is to get him as close to half as you can, and then deal as much damage as you can all in one turn to get his HP lower. Also, he just added 2 slime cards. Slime cards don't do anything.
They're just there to get in your deck and be...
Yeah, they just clog up your deck, and then you can choose to spend 1 energy to exhaust them, and then they go away forever.
I could see if, like, you get too gunked up in slime, then you might really gotta...
Oh yeah, no, it can be a real problem. Oh, I did not realize the pen nib was going off there. That's, like, exactly at half health, so that's, like, worst case scenario. But that's okay.
So each one will have 33.
Yep.
You want to try and get them as low as you can.
Yep. So...
Pen nib screwed you over a little bit, actually.
It did.
That's funny. It's like, because what did that guy have, like 67?
I think so, yeah.
So these guys are like, together are like 1 HP under the big guy.
Yep.
So it's basically almost like a full heal. And now it's 2 dudes.
Yeah. Isn't it great?
Do they hit less at least?
They do hit less.
Okay.
That's why I played Impervious that first turn, because I was like, I don't know how long this big slime is going to be around. I don't know how long it's going to take to cycle back to Impervious, so I'm just going to play it now. This turn they're both statusing me, which is awesome.
So at least, like, if you can get 1 dead, then you got like a thing that is still like not hitting as hard.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, if we narrow it down to just 1 of these, then it's not so bad.
But it's still queen.
Yeah, also they are afflicting me with Frail, so I get 25% less block from cards while Frail is active. It's basically like the vulnerable that I'm giving them, but for block for me.
So they have Spike Slime M, and he has Spike Slime L. Is there a Spike Slime S?
There are, and usually they're encountered as like a smaller addition to like another enemy for an encounter. They don't usually do that much. I think one of the first encounters you can get is like a medium slime and a small slime.
Is there what does the Spike Slime boss have a fun letter?
No, he is literally called Boss Slime. Slime Boss.
I was gonna be like, does he get like a G or something?
No.
For gargantuan or grande?
No. It's literally just, hey, we want to put a slime boss in this game. And then they gave him like a little like mobster hat. It's fun. Okay, we get our second power card here. It does not synergize with anything we've got going on. This would, so after we play this card, it would make it so whenever we lose HP from playing a card, because some cards like cost a little HP to play on this character, every time we lose HP from a card, we gain 1 strength. So that would be cool, but we don't have any cards with that thing on them, so it's not usable. Shockwave over here would apply 3 weak and vulnerable to all enemies, so enemies would do less damage and take more damage for 3 turns.
Okay.
And then it exhausts. It costs 2 energy to play. I don't usually take this card, but I'll roll with it. We'll see what happens.
He looks like the looter. Oh, he's a slaver.
Yeah.
Is he gonna try and kidnap you?
He is not.
Oh, he's just like, I'm gonna kill you then.
Yeah. This guy, actually, I think he can't do anything except just attack. And he does not attack for a little bit of damage.
He has like a harpoon and a net.
Oh, we've got Pen Nib active. Big damage.
Big damage. And see, like, when Pen Nib is active, is that just for 1 card?
Yes.
So, like, that would also be another time where, like, attacking with Bash might be cool.
Yeah. It's definitely more impactful with cards that do more damage.
Yeah, sorry, I just think I'm just...
Yeah, no, you're picking up what this game's putting down. He actually is going to debuff us here. I'm pretty sure I know what he's gonna do. But we'll see if I'm right before I say anything. I'm just gonna play Inflame and Shockwave. Okay, yeah.
He threw his net.
Yeah, so he has hit us with Entangled, so we can't play any attacks this turn.
Oh, so
You know what our hand is full of? That's a really bad draw for us, I'm not gonna lie.
You could defend if you had it?
Yeah, you can play skills, but not attacks. Where were you? That would have been a time where I would have played True Grit. I know it's just kind of been sitting there doing nothing so far, but I promise it's not that bad.
I like the little feet in it. Like, the perspective of it, it's like...
Yeah, the perspective makes his feet look really tiny.
It's really funny.
No, I really like the card art in this game. Also, he gave me vulnerable.
Are you worried at all?
Nope.
Okay, he's dead.
Okay, we have 3 blocking cards here. Armaments is interesting because it lets you upgrade a card in your hand for the rest of combat, just like that potion did. And when you upgrade it, it gives the same amount of block, but it upgrades all the cards in your hand, and then it's really good. It just means you don't have to upgrade as many cards, right? You just upgrade like the very important ones. That being said, I do like Shrug It Off more. It gives more block for the same amount of energy, and it draws a card. It's not anything super special. It's just kind of a nice, like, reliable.
Yeah, it could be helpful.
This event, we can either lose some HP for some gold or lose some gold.
I think lose gold.
I'm just gonna lose some gold.
Cause yeah,
If we weren't right in front of a boss, I would be like, yeah, okay, I can risk it. But even going into the shop, we still have plenty of gold to buy anything.
I didn't know exactly how much things cost, so I was like, I don't know if that's a lot of gold or not.
Yeah, so usually if you have like 300, you can buy pretty much anything.
Real quick, I noticed he has a not for sale tag on his little carpet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So right away, I'm gonna buy this membership card because that makes everything else cost less.
Okay.
Which is awesome.
How much was the membership card?
It was like 150.
Okay, so it's a lot, but that's like better in the long run.
Yeah, and that applies to every shop for the rest of the run.
Okay, cool.
Fiendfire is interesting. It exhausts your hand and then deals damage for every card exhausted that way. So like it's nice as like a one-time like kind of nuke button. Mm-hmm. You just don't want to have anything super valuable in your hand when you do that.
Nipple.
Yeah.
Flex. It just looks funny.
Yeah.
He got that jaundice.
Yeah, every shop will have 2 attacks, 2 skills, and 1 power card. They'll have 3 relics of varying rarity. They will have 3 potions. They will have 2 colorless cards, which are cards that you can't really find anywhere else. And then you can pay to remove a card. And every time you pay to remove a card, it gets more and more expensive, too.
And I see that Fiendfire...
Yeah.
Has a sale.
Yeah. One of these cards up here will always be on sale, which is awesome. Usually this more rare one would cost like 150 on its own, but then we get the 50% off and then the sale.
I'm like losing it a little bit. I just like a little spindly finger.
Yeah. He follows you around.
I know.
Ooh.
Little spindle finger.
Get out of here, man.
Spindle thing.
Yeah. I am going to remove 1 strike. Because strikes are not that good in the long run.
He's like, buy something. Oh, and you can only do it once.
Yeah. You can only do it once per shop. There is a relic, I think, that lets you do it multiple times.
Are you gonna get Fiendfire?
I'm thinking about it. Because I'm thinking, right, if we do like a bash, and if we're already buffed up on the strength, and then we Fiendfire, like that's going to be a decent amount of damage, and most of our cards are still basic strikes and defends, which we don't really want to keep around anyways.
We need to start making the deck
Yeah.
cooler, more epic.
I'll take Fiendfire.
And once again, I am barely epic.
Once again.
What was that shopkeeper's face, by the way? Did he have like a mask?
Yeah, he's got like a mask with like a little blue and red design on it. I'm going to get a little greedy and not heal before the boss, and instead I'm just going to upgrade True Grit, because I said I would do that, and then, yeah, no, I don't. So, the upgrade here, it gives slightly more block, which is like whatever. The real thing here is now you can choose what card to exhaust when you use it, which is way more consistent. So, yeah, we will do that. I could upgrade Fiendfire too, but I feel like our damage is okay at this point.
Oh, that's a dude. I've seen that dude before.
Yeah. The Guardian. No wonder I couldn't remember it.
It's very generic.
So, the way he's gonna work is... He's got like an attack mode and a defend mode.
Oh, also, is this okay?
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay.
And so down here, you can see the amount of damage we have to deal to put him in defense mode. So I'm gonna first play in flame and then just bash. Your goal while he's in attack mode is to damage him as much as possible before he can damage you, because he does hit pretty hard. I'm also going to play our power potion here. Okay, we've got some interesting options. Corruption would be very risky here, so I'm not going to do that. Metallicize is pretty safe, but might be a little unimpactful in the long run. Barricade is okay, because that just lets us stack block forever, but I don't think we're going to be able to block enough to outpace the damage he deals. So I'm going to go Metallicize. And that just gives us 3 block for free at the end of every turn.
That's pretty epic.
Yeah.
Oh, he's angry.
He is real angry. And yeah, this is why you want to kill him.
He's built like a bionicle.
He is. 16 damage, so that's not going to be enough damage to take him out. I'm going to play it. And I think I'm okay just Fiend Firing this. I don't have to, but he's got Vulnerable right now.
Okay.
Are
you gonna strike?
I'm just gonna do a regular strike, and then he goes into this defense mode. So, in defense mode, when you attack him, it deals 3 damage to you.
Cringe.
Yeah.
Will he naturally get out of defense mode, or will
he? He will. So he'll do 1 like small attack, he'll do 1 slightly bigger attack, and then he will be out.
Okay. So he's gonna do 9 damage. Do you think he could defend his whole attack?
I can, yeah. So I'll play Iron Wave here. Iron Wave crucially adds block before it does damage.
Okay.
So we get some block there, and then I'm just gonna defend once, and then honestly just strike him. I don't mind taking a little bit of damage here, because we get fully healed at the end of a boss fight.
Okay. So it's okay if you end up with not that much health.
Exactly.
Me facing not the mic. In my head. I was talking this way.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll try to make it sound okay.
I just was sitting like this because it gives me kind of a backrest.
That's valid.
True Grit.
Yeah, True Grit. I'm just gonna exhaust one of my defends, and then play a strike, and then play another defend. Pen Nib is active next turn.
To exhaust a card, does that get rid of it forever?
Just until the end of the fight.
Okay.
So you can see here the cards that are exhausted, so you can like keep track of it, which is nice. So here he's doing 20 damage, which is a lot for this point in the game. Pen Nib with Fiend Fire though. I'm gonna play Shrug It Off, just to get that out of my hand, and then we Fiend Fire.
Okay.
This is gonna do a lot. Nice.
Ooh.
That was 18 times 4, whatever that is. A little, probably around like 75. We play the bash, do some setup for later. We're gonna True Grit another strike out of existence. Play a Shrug It Off, and then just do a regular strike. You don't want to go like full defend, just because he does do more damage no, it's not that he does more damage, it's he needs more damage to switch into defense mode over time. So the more damage you can deal to him while he's in defense mode, the better off you're going to be, because that's the less times you have to deal with that. I'm going to play Impervious just to block the 20 damage here.
Might as well. Because, like, that's a lot.
Yeah. We strike. Yeah, I think we'll be okay here. I'm not too worried about it.
So why in that situation did you end turn and not do a defend card? Did you not have enough energy? I missed it.
Well, he wasn't attacking me that turn.
Oh, so it would have been whatever.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter.
I was just like, is there some sauce we're doing?
No. This is just enough to put him back in defense mode. So that's awesome. And then I might just go for the kill while he's like that. If I can. Yeah, we should be able to kill next turn. Assuming we draw an offensive card.
Mm-hmm. Strike.
Bonk. And there we go. That's our first boss.
Elbow.
So we get a bunch of gold, and then we get a guaranteed rare card after the boss. And usually, if you don't have a rare card by this point, this is kind of the card that you're going to end up building your deck around.
Okay.
If you haven't found anything crazy yet. I really like Juggernaut here. Whenever we gain block, we deal 5 damage to a random enemy.
Okay.
Which basically means we deal damage automatically when we play defensively. Which is just kind of nice. And then we also get a boss relic.
Is that a boss type chest?
Yeah. So there's a bunch of different boss relics. These are just the 3 random ones it picked up. Some of them are character specific. So like there's one that's like a better version of Burning Blood that we could have gotten. At least I think we could have gotten it. I don't know if it's unlocked yet. So this one here just lets you remove 2 cards from your deck for free. Kind of narrow things down. This one gives you one extra energy to play with. So we would have 4 energy total, which is really nice. But then every card reward, instead of getting 3 cards to pick from, we just get 1, which is awful. It's terrible. And then Slaver's Collar here, during boss and elite combats, we get an extra energy, but not for the rest of it. I'm okay with going with that, I think. And here we are in Act 2. Act 2 is a lot harder than Act 1 by like quite a bit. This boss up here is pretty scary. And the elites here, I think, are like the hardest elites in the game, at least compared to like the difficulty curve. I think what we'll do is we'll just blitz it to the shop here.
Okay.
And try to get something good.
Okay.
Birds will buff themselves up with strength, as do many enemies in this game, as you've no doubt picked up on. But more importantly, they do multi-hit attacks mostly. So like, if this bird had 1 more strength, it would do 2 times 5 damage. So it goes up like a lot more in total.
Icky.
So yeah, they're kind of scary. They also have a mechanic called Flight, where they take less damage from cards, but if you hit them with 3 attacks in 1 turn, then they fall to the ground and whatever they were doing is canceled. So I'm just going to play Juggernaut here and then play an Iron Wave. Iron Wave gives us just as much block as it defends, so it doesn't really matter. And also, because we blocked, that guy took damage. Because it's not damage from an attack, it's not affected by the flight debuff, which is really nice.
Ka.
Yeah. It's really funny seeing all the 1s. Also, if you weaken one of these guys, then it goes to 0 times 5, which is funny. And then it's just 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Your health doesn't go down at all. It's very silly.
Your dude, I just noticed, has green skin.
Maybe it's gloves.
No, I'm looking at like his face under his mask, and I remember like on some of the cards. It
Oh, yeah, no, you're right. I never even noticed.
Green boy.
Yeah. I'm trying to decide if now is a good time to play Impervious. I'm taking 23 damage total. Yeah, it's fine.
I was gonna say, I don't know, might not hurt.
Also, Juggernaut RNG has decided we're killing this bird first.
That thing you did, impervious. Does that come back after this fight?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah, the only one-time use stuff are potions.
Okay.
So Fiend Fire, because it counts as a multi-hit, would hit enough times to knock one of these guys out of the air, which is cool. I don't really want to exhaust Pommel Strike, so we'll stop that from happening real quick. And then I think we just go for it, to be honest.
Okay. Oh.
So yeah, now he's on the ground.
So eepy.
He's not doing anything this turn, which is cool. And then it takes him a couple turns to get back up.
I like how he lifts his head.
Yeah. He's a little goofy dude. Let's Shockwave here. So see, now these guys are doing no damage. Because this game is very generous and rounds down. And then we can just... Actually, I'm just going to defend.
Defend.
And this turn, he's going to use his turn to get back up.
He's like, huh?
Yeah.
Whoop.
And now he's like...
And now he is like Silex.
Yeah. And we can just block here, deal a little extra damage with Juggernaut.
The cat is attacking my neck.
Haven't played in Flame yet, somehow. Okay, Juggernaut killed him for me. That's cool. And now we just have this guy. We did take a lot of damage.
These guys don't heck around, it seems.
They don't.
The birds.
They don't seem like they would be that bad, but they're pretty bad. This is an interesting power where whenever you exhaust a card, you draw a card. It doesn't seem all that good on its own. Sometimes this is very clutch to have. That being said, I think Rage is okay here.
Okay.
That way we can get some block while attacking, and then when we get block from that, Juggernaut deals damage. I would prefer the upgraded card, but it's fine.
Yo, this pair is angry.
Yeah, he's a parasite.
Oh.
Yeah, so this guy has kind of like that buff we had during the boss fight where he gains shield automatically every turn. The difference is that if you deal damage to him after that through the block, then it blocks for a little less next time.
Am I being invasive?
No, you're good.
Okay.
I'm trying to decide the best way to go about this. I think we play Inflame.
Look at his health.
Nice. We True Grit, and we get rid of just a strike. This guy is pretty much always going to be attacking, which is annoying.
What's new, pussycat? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Cat's under the desk, sorry.
Yeah. There's Juggernaut. Play Iron Wave. It doesn't do any damage, but it's the best block we could muster at the moment.
Also, I'd like to point out there's like a city behind you.
Yeah, so we are in the we're in the city now. It doesn't say the title anywhere anymore, but that's where we are.
So like the Spire is just a huge weird tower, yeah, with stuff going on.
I think so. Yeah. I don't really know the lore of this game, but that's okay. We'll just play Impervious because we're a little weakened at the moment, a little weak champ. And then we can't really do anything after that, so yeah, we're kind of at a stalemate with this guy. We're like, it feels like eventually we're gonna need to hold up. This might be our way through.
Hold up.
Okay, there we go. So now we hit him. The Juggernaut damage, unfortunately, does not count down the plated armor thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll see now it went from 14 to 13 because we hit him through shield once.
Mm-hmm. Now is he crushing you?
No, it's fine.
Sorry, I just adjust. I got an old man back. I keep shifting.
We both have old man backs. I think I'm okay with this because this would count as like a multi-hit, and it would take off a few plated armors as opposed to just one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the more of those you can chew through, the easier this fight gets. Also, he has certain attacks that if he hits you, he heals for unblocked damage dealt.
He's gonna do 12 damage.
Yeah.
I like how when it goes 6 times 2, it's not just gonna do 12, it does 6, 6.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's just the little indication that he's doing 2 attacks, so you can fill it in with your brain.
Mm-hmm. And also, if he gets like a damage buff, then the times 2 actually matters.
Yeah.
And you'll see that. Not on this run, but on our first run where we make it to the heart. The heart has a fight that does 1 times 15, which on its own is not that scary. And then he buffs himself, and then it's 3 times 15.
Oh, it just skips over 2?
Yeah, he gets 2 strength every buff. And then it gets exponentially worse from there. The true final boss of this game, while we are not eligible to even fight him on this run, we have to unlock all the characters first. It is a massive pain.
So how many floors can you do?
So there's Act 1, which we did, and then there's Act 2, which we're on now, and then there's Act 3, and that's it.
And then when you can do the final boss?
When you can do the heart fight, it says Act 4 or Act Finale or whatever. It's literally just a rest site, a shop, an elite fight, and then the heart.
Oh, it's like a mini floor.
Yeah. So it's not like a whole nother thing.
I was just curious. Because I do not know these things.
It's okay. Neither do some of the people watching this at home.
Would you say watching YouTube videos definitely helped you like understand how to play this game?
Yeah.
Also, look, there's a little graffiti of a fairy person with people bowing down.
Oh, that's fun. I never noticed.
Does that mean anything?
It might be a reference to the whole bird cult thing.
Oh, bird cult. Yeah.
Because there was the cultist we saw that was like the blue bird guy with the things.
Mm-hmm.
The deity that they worship is one of the possible bosses in Act 3.
Also, don't mind me. I need to do my Duolingo.
Oh, okay. Okay. Finally made it through Shelled Parasite.
Yay.
This is our first card that would lose us HP when we play it.
Hemokinesis? Is that blood kinesis?
Yeah. So you lose 2 HP to play it, and then it deals 20 damage.
Oh.
And granted, that's the upgraded version. I think the regular one does like 15.
That's still not that bad.
It's pretty good, to be honest. I usually take it, but seeing as we're kind of a block-oriented deck, I think a second Shrug It Off is not a bad idea. I'm getting kind of worried about the amount of cards in the deck. Usually, I try to end up with like 25-ish by the end, 25 to 30.
And do you feel like you're gaining too many cards?
Yeah. Generally, the later you add cards, like the later acts are more likely to give you upgraded cards as opposed to just regular ones.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, if I added that second Shrug It Off in Act 3, it might have been an upgraded one, you know?
I see.
This fight is annoying because this guy will block the little mystic back here, and then the mystic will buff up both of them with strength, and then heal them when they're on low HP.
I like the little mystic.
Yeah. I find it's easier to just kill the big guy because he doesn't block himself. So yeah, he healed both of them for 16 because this guy had lost a little bit of health.
Oh.
So it just gets obnoxious after a while. Okay, Rage plus Juggernaut plus Iron Wave is kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie. Because you gain block and you do damage because you gained block. And then you do damage, and you gain block because you do damage, and then you do damage because you gained block. It's very, very silly.
It seems very silly.
Uh, 13 times 4. Yeah, that'll be enough. Bye. Yeah, if you get the Mystic on their own, they're really not a threat.
They're just there.
Yeah. Oh no, 10 whole damage. We can easily block that at this point. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Dual wield is interesting.
Yeah.
Choose an attack or power card and add a copy of that card into your hand. So we could have 2 in flames and then get twice as much strength. Or we could get 2 in flames, not play one of them, wait until both of these cards show up again, and then just keep getting more in flames that way.
Okay. Real quick, who's the friend in the blood for blood card? Is that an enemy?
I believe that is the blue slaver. So there's the like pinkish one that we found, and then there's a blue one too. That like pretty much always attacks, I think.
I was just curious, because I was like, it's probably a dude.
Yeah. Honestly, I never really looked at it before.
That thing with the mushroom is a dead rat.
Yeah. This is a fungi beast.
Rats. Rats.
And of course, now we have to break through Shelled Parasite again. Don't love that. We did pull Juggernaut. I'm just gonna play that, even though it's like really bad for us right now.
Did you have something to say?
Okay, watch this, right? So I played Rage. So I gain block, it does damage, and then I do damage, and then it does damage because I gain block.
That's funny.
It's so goofy.
You killed the rat.
Yeah, one thing to note is when you kill the mushroom guys, it gives you 2 vulnerable.
Because he released spores, probably.
Probably. Either way, it's cringe.
Rest of us moment. I feel like we're gonna have another trend where zombies are the thing again.
Probably.
Because zombies kind of became like like overdone. I felt like for a while.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And just with The Last of Us, and I think Dead Space, I feel like
Yeah, dude, the Dead Space comeback too.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna up the zombie moment. So there's more zombie stuff. I mean, I like zombies. I think they're cool. It's just I remember, I don't know. I was like probably like 15 when all the zombie stuff was going on.
Yeah, like World War Z and
like that one where it's like a zombie romance, and then like just a Zombieland. I think came out at the same time.
Zombieland, Shaun of the Dead,
and Walking Dead, and
Walking Dead for sure.
And it was just zombie content after zombie. Because like that was the thing, like how now like there was a superhero movie phase, and I feel like we're at the end of that.
We're kind of
and then
cooling down off of that.
I
thankfully,
feel like it's shifting into zombies again. I mean there can be multiple trends going at the same time, but like, that's just what I noticed.
I mean Marvel Zombies. Also, I have 2 health.
Oh,
which is not awesome.
I wasn't paying attention. I was thinking about zombies.
I mean, that's understandable. The good news is, we're definitely breaking through this guy.
Are you gonna die?
It's possible.
Good gravy.
Yeah. Actually, I think I'm dead this turn.
No.
I have to play Gambler's Brew, otherwise I'm dead. So this is a potion that lets you just get rid of however many cards in your hand you want, and then draw that many cards. So it's basically like these cards suck and I don't want them.
Okay.
So, okay, there we go. Shrug it off. Defend. Okay, now we're back in business. Place a block. See, we're fine. We're gonna be okay. I think if I look at the map, yeah. So right after this is a shop and then a rest site.
Yeah.
We could also go here to dodge the elite.
But I think he needs a rest.
If we, well, we would get a rest if we go that way anyways.
I would skip the elite then.
If we go to this unknown, it can still be a regular enemy.
I would risk it.
You'd risk it?
Yeah, because
Okay.
like I don't think we're in a space to deal with an elite.
You know, I think you're right.
Do you feel like our deck is good, or are we struggling?
I
know
think
you
it's okay.
You wish it was better?
Yeah, I think if we upgrade some of our block cards, we'll be good.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind another Iron Wave, actually. I'm taking too many cards. Takes another card. Oh, heck yeah. Okay. So... Oh, wow. Okay. I just realized we have Apotheosis. Apotheosis, when you play it, it just upgrades the rest of your deck for the rest of the fight.
Oh, dang.
It's insanely good.
And like... and you can play that once per fight?
Yep.
Dang.
You don't need to play it more than once. Because it upgrades everything. It doesn't just upgrade your hand, it's the whole deck.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to take this pair, because that gives us max HP.
Oh, and does the upgrades go away after the fight?
The upgrades go away after the fight, but you can... Apotheosis stays in your deck.
Yeah, okay. I was wondering if it upgrades and it stays, and you upgrade it. I don't know how far this upgrades to, 2 or 3?
Most cards, almost every card actually, only upgrades to 1.
Okay.
Right, so it's like there's a better version, and that's it.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, there is one card out there called Searing Blow that you can upgrade multiple times, and it just keeps adding damage to it, which is kind of neat. And it's really good with armaments, because armaments, you can upgrade it however many times. But yeah. I'm also going to remove another strike. Fire Breathing is tempting, just as more like passive damage, but we don't have anything that adds status cards to our deck, so it would basically only be usable on certain fights, and then on other fights it would be dead weight. Oh, can you fix the green screen? This is just a free card upgrade, which is sick.
Yay!
I'm gonna upgrade Apotheosis so it costs less to play. Okay, we get some HP back because of our eternal feather up here. And then we could just heal. Honestly, I don't see why we don't just heal because Apotheosis.
You don't really need to focus on upgrading cards, I think, anymore. Unless you want.
It's still nice to upgrade some of the more crucial ones. Like, the only one I would really do are, like, our power cards. Because if we run into those before Apotheosis in our deck, then, like, we play them and then it's done.
Yeah.
But yeah, aside from that, like, I don't think that's all that crucial right now. I'm gonna get greedy and go for the elite here. Okay, so this fight's a meme.
He has poison eyes. And why is he a meme?
So this is Snecko.
I've heard of Snecko Eye.
Yeah, so Snecko Eye does basically what this enemy does. It will, as soon as this debuff is on us, it will stay for the rest of the fight. It will randomize the cost of all of our cards from 0 to 3.
Oh, that's cringe.
Yeah.
So is this guy annoying?
He can be very annoying, but also you can get a bunch of high cost cards that now cost 0. So like it's really just it's a
gamble.
Yeah. It's a gamble and you do not have any choice in whether or not you are partaking.
So it depends on if you are okay with random or if you're like, dang it, I really did not want to deal with that.
Yeah. Well, if you have a bunch of high cost cards, then it's fine.
Because it's like, oh, I'm already playing with a deck that hurts me that way.
See, like, Juggernaut costs 0, Impervious costs 0. I'm not going to play that right now because that's kind of a waste. Fiendfire costs 1, this strike costs 0, and then this strike costs 2.
So then you can strike for 0 and then strike for 2.
Yeah. Actually, I'm just going to Impervious and then Fiendfire.
I'm trying to touch the cat.
I was wondering what you were doing.
She was batting at my shirt, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna bat at you.
Okay, we play Apotheosis.
Everything is cool and epic now.
Yeah.
Oh. You don't do that, meme.
I'm gonna Shockwave.
It'll sloop.
Even though it costs 3, because I would like to block. Also, those costs reset as soon as those cards leave your hand, which is nice.
So you could have, like, a really cool card could be like $1 billion, and then it could be 0.
Yeah. So if it costs too much, just don't play it.
Yeah. Just, yeah.
Me shrugging.
I like it. I also like how it's not consistent between like the same type of card. So like you have.
Oh no, it's really not.
So I like how it's like defend 1, defend 3.
Yeah.
Is there any cards that are like 4?
Yes. I don't know if there's any on this character besides Blood for Blood, which doesn't really count. But yeah, the defect, the robot guy, has some.
Oh.
Because he has a way to get more than his max.
Is it like him overclocking?
Yeah. he channels plasma and it's a whole thing.
He slurp.
I was just gonna Pommel Strike. I don't know why I didn't see that like immediately.
The cat's being a goofy eye.
We're just gonna ignore all that. Go for the elite, baby. Big chest. Kunai is actually really nice. So every time we play 3 attacks in 1 turn, we get 1 dexterity.
Oh.
And dexterity makes all of our sources of block 1 more.
Okay.
So it is basically like strength, but for defending. This guy is awful, and I hate him.
Are we doomed?
I don't think we're doomed on this fight.
He might screw us for the other fights to come.
Yeah.
Oh, he's doing
a lot of damage.
I was thinking of that Doug thing from earlier, where it's like you, over like a year, there's like one time where you shart yourself, and then you don't say anything about it, and then you let your viewers see.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking about that because I was like, I don't know. I'm not sharting. I'm not. I just like.
I'm not sharting. I promise.
I promise. But I don't know. Because it's funny, I guess. That's why I was thinking of it.
Fair.
I get that it's supposed to be like a flower on top of its head. But it looks more just kind of like a bulb of pink.
I didn't know this guy was just called Snake Plant. That's dumb.
Oh. I think his name should be... Groupert. I think his name should be Groupert. Do you not agree? Do you not like Groupert?
Why should that be his name?
Because it's like Robert, but he's a plant, so he's growing. So Groupert.
It's like Rupert, which is a name.
No, I just want it to be Groupert. It adds a little bit of pizzazz, a little bit of swag.
It adds a little bit of pizzazz. He also has a unique mechanic to him, but it's dumb, so I'm not going to talk about it.
It took me a second to process what you said, and you're like, yeah, he's cringe. I'm not going to explain. And it's like, oh.
I don't like that guy.
He's dead now.
Yeah.
Are we hecked for the next fights?
Maybe. I'm definitely going to have to use this strength potion.
I see we are low on the heart juice.
Yeah. This is a really interesting card. It's not good for this deck whatsoever. It costs nothing to play, which is cool. It does 10 damage, which is cool, and then it shuffles a Dazed into our draw pile.
Oh, so then you're like dizzy.
Yeah,
And
Dazed is a status card, a lot like Slime. You can't play it to get rid of it. It just goes away at the end of the turn.
Okay. I just want to really say I really don't like the flex card. Not because it's like naked chest, but more because the nipple seems concave.
Oh, I can't unsee it now. Oh no.
Why is your nipple a hole? It's like a belly button.
Yeah.
On your boob. And your el tata.
Oh, good lord. Okay.
Is this bad?
This is the worst one. This is the worst one we could have gotten.
That one card was the blue slaver.
Yeah.
Because it's the same stick. And then who's the middle friend?
This is the Taskmaster.
He's got a silly finger movement. I don't like him.
Yeah. So he is going to add wounds into our deck.
Oh, he whips you.
Yeah. And wounds are like that Dazed card where you can't play them to get rid of them, except they just don't go away.
Even after the fight?
I mean, after the fight they do, but during the fight...
They can stack up?
Yeah.
So you're gonna try and kill him first?
No, actually. I'm gonna try to kill this guy first.
Okay.
Because if he hits Entangle, and then we can't attack for a turn, and we have to survive, then we're really...
Icky.
We're not in a good spot.
Are you worried about this fight?
Yeah. Full disclosure, I think we're gonna die here.
Just don't.
What's in our draw pile? I mean, we could draw the thing. We didn't, but that's okay. I'm just gonna play the Juggernaut and say whatever happens, happens. This leaves us at 1 HP, I think. Yeah.
Are we hecked?
Probably. The only way we have to get rid of wound cards, by the way, is if we exhaust them with True Grit, because that would get rid of them. Or Fiend Fire, if that shows up.
Yeah. Just defend, forehead.
True. I don't know if that was the right play. Yeah, no, I think I'm just done.
You're El Dedo?
Yeah. Just barely. Gall darn it. Okay, that wasn't too bad for a first run. Without having everything unlocked, it's kind of a little trickier just because you don't have as many options.
I just want to say it's really funny when you die because there's no animation. You just flop. You just face down.
Your Family Guy death pose.
The ironclad has no butt.
Yeah.
No. Dumpy.
We didn't quite unlock a thing there.
Heck.
But we did unlock a character, so you just have to play that. You just have to play the character before them to unlock one.
I think that's really nice.
Yeah.
Because, like, maybe you're like... Because what if you, like, you do a playthrough and you really did not like the ironclad and you're like, I don't think I want to play this game anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
And then, but then you unlock a character and you're like, oh, maybe I'll give them a shot. Maybe it's better. And you can just keep doing that until they're all unlocked. And then you can be like, oh, I don't like this game. Or, I like this character, so I'll keep playing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this character is the Silent, who plays very differently. I like them a little bit more. Ironclad is probably my least favorite in the game. But, yeah, that was Slay the Spire. I guess we'll do another one of these next week. So it probably won't be this game, but 1 at 8, you never know. Roguelike Roulette.
I wasn't gonna stop until the video was over.